Hello and welcome to another Learn Scratch tutorial. And in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a colour trick game. So here we go, let's show you. It's a nice and simple premise. All you do is it displays one word, so it says the word black, but it's written in a different colour. Here it's written in yellow. And the idea is you have to click the colour, not the word that it says. So here the colour is yellow. This one, the colour is purple, pink. Nice simple premise, but it is quite difficult. It does trick your brain. So let's have a look. Let's get started. Let's do a new project. So create yourself a new project, and what we'll do here is we'll just call this Colour Trick Game to rename it, and we'll get rid of Scratch at the start. So let's create our start screen and our game screen first of all. So we're going to bitmap mode, fill with colour. Let's pick two colours. Those will do nicely, or maybe let's go back that one. There we go. And we'll just paint that there. That's brilliant. So we got our background there, backdrop one. Let's call this the game screen. And we'll duplicate that, right click. So you right click on the game screen, duplicate, and let's call this the start screen. Good. Move that up there. There's the start screen. Let's create some text, and I'll just do my black text for the moment. When I'm doing the text and the sprites, what we'll do here is I'll just convert to vector mode. Vector mode means there's less jaggy edges, which is really good. Let's call this colour. In fact, I'll just change the font. Marker. Colour. Just drag that a bit bigger. And what I'm going to do now is I'll just do Control C, Control V. That's going to be my trick. And that's again Control V. And then game. So double click in there. Trick. Game. There we go. So there's my title, Colour Trick Game. So we've got two screens, start screen and the main game screen. You could do yours different colours if you want to, it's all fine. What I'll say now is I'll say, okay, when we press start, let's switch to the start screen. And when we receive game start, let's do start game. Oops, I've got in capitals. Start game. And we'll do a broadcast. When I receive start game, we'll switch to the game screen. So let's have a look. Press start, goes to that screen. Just saw that out, it's all in a bit of an angle. But when we receive this start game, it will change to the other one. Perfect. So we've got our main start screen. Now what we'll do is, actually we'll just move that over there a bit. Not that one. There we go, that's a bit neater, isn't it? And what we'll do now is let's paint ourselves a new sprite, switch to vector mode, choose the circle. I'll leave the black for the moment on the outline. So we'll draw ourselves kind of a ellipse sort of shape, and now we'll click on reshape, and that gives us access to these nodes here. And we'll reshape that to be a button. There we go. And colour it in. I'm just going to do a white background. Oops. There we go. There's a white background for my button. And some, I'll just leave it black text for the moment. You can change yours. Start game. Cool. There we go. And there's a nice big start game button. Obviously you can make yours prettier, whatever you want to do, which is good. So that's okay. Let's rename that to start button. There we go, start game, start button. And what we'll say now is, okay, and we can use this broadcast that we created before. Here we are. When this sprite is clicked, we'll broadcast start game. So that should just start that game once that happens. Let's have a look, click it. There you go, good. So when this sprite is clicked, start game. Also what we want to say is when we do start the game, hide the start button. But of course, if we're going to hide it there, then at the start of the game, we'll have to show it. So now we click start, both the button and the writing's there. If we click the button, it goes through to the main game screen. Brilliant. Good. So that's all set up. That's ready to rock, which is fine. Now what we need to do is we need to create our actual letters, our color letters. So again, paint a new sprite, go into vector mode, go into text. I'll leave it as black text and let's start writing some colors. So the first color we'll do is purple, nice and big. There we go, nice big purple. And there we go, so there's purple. We'll just change that to number 1, there we go. And then we'll duplicate, red, and just keep duplicating and changing the colours till we've got all the colour names that we need. Good, red, blue, orange. I did 9 colours in total. Let's see if I can remember them all. Grey, black, we've got pink, and so purple, red, yellow, blue, orange, pink, grey, green. That's the one I'm missing. Good. Green. Hey, brilliant, there we go. So now I've got 9 colours all in a row there. And we're going to need 3 lots of this costume. So we'll just duplicate that and we'll duplicate it again. So we've got 3 lots of those costumes. The first one here is going to be the question one. So that's the one that actually displays the one they have to copy. So we'll call that question. Where's that at? Double click on that. He needs to go at the top. The second one here is going to be the one where we display the actual word. So if it says green, then we'll display the word green. I'll just move him to the left there for the moment. And the third one here is going to be the colour. So if it's actually drawn in blue, then we display the actual colour blue. Good. Excellent. Good. So let's start with... Oh, let's move him there. Let's move him over there. Let's start with the question. Now, what's the question got to do? Well, when we press start at the start of the game, when we press the green flag, we need to hide it, which is good because we don't want it to appear on the start screen. And when we receive the start game, we need to show it. Good. So that's perfect. What we also need to do here is the question one here, it needs to change its costume. So we need to go cycle through the costume to go to the correct just to pick a random costume. So how do we do that? Well, what we do now is you create another broadcast, and we'll just call this one change costume. There we go. Or change color word. Change color. Let's call it change color because that's what we're doing. So there's change color. There we go. And all we need to do here is to say, okay, when the color changes, what we'll do here is we'll just switch our costume. Switch to costume. There we go. Now which costume? Well, here we look, we've got 9 colors and we just need to pick one of those 9 costumes randomly. So let's use the random, pick random, and then somewhere between 1 and 9. Good. So there you go. So it changes between 1 and 9. we need to run this line of code here. We need to do this broadcast here every time that it changes from we cycle through. So if someone's clicked on one of these, but also we need to do it once at the start of the game as well to get the whole thing moving. So what we'll do here is we will broadcast that as well. There you go. So when we press start game, we'll show and we'll change color. In fact, we'll do it that way around. Change color first before we show. So we're going to the right color first. There you go. Good. Excellent. What I'll also do now is we need to go into these costumes here in the display one, and we now need to make sure that we change all of these colors so they don't actually match the color that they say, but they're all different colors. So let's have a look. So red can go to blue, yellow can go to pink, this is blue can go to green, I think. Orange can go to grey. Doesn't matter which one you do them to, but you just have to make sure that you haven't duplicated any, not used red or yellow yet. So let's go, grey can go to red, black can go to yellow, pink can go to purple, and green can go to orange. Hey, brilliant. Don't think I've duplicated any over. Let's have a look. Green can go to orange. Hey, there you go. So each one of the words says a word, but the colour is different. So let's have a look at that. Whoop. What we've got, green and the green. Oh yeah, those need to be hidden, don't they, at the start of the game? Okay, so let's do that actually now. Let's go, okay, when the start clicked, let's hide the word. And let's hide that other one. So hopefully now, there you go, good. And when we click start game, these need to show. So when I receive start game, there we go, we will show. These broadcasts are really good because even if you broadcast, call the broadcasting one sprite, it works, it actually sends the message to all of the sprites and the backdrop. So that's really, really good. You can use that for lots of stuff. There we go. So when I receive that, it should now show. Let's have a look. Start game. There we go. Perfect. Good. So what are we going to do? Well, when we change the color here, when I receive change color here, we need to change to a random color, but we also want these ones here to match the color change. So for instance here, this left one here, the word one, will say purple, because it's purple, but this one here will actually turn purple, but will say something else. So how is that going to work? Well, this one's the easy one, because how do we do that? Well, here, if you look, the costume numbers here, like purple, it says the first one here is purple, and the first one here is purple. So we need to change the costume to match the costume number of the other one. So what do we say? Okay, so we click on the word, and we say, okay. When I receive change color, what we'll do is we'll just wait a tiny amount of time. The reason we need to wait 0.1 seconds or something like that is because we need to give this top one here chance to pick a new color before we change our color to the one it's just picked. If we do it instantly, it might actually broadcast this bit of code here. It might actually work and then change, but this one won't have changed first. So it just gives it a bit of a chance to get changed. So when I receive change color, what we'll do is we'll change the costume here, switch to costume number. Well, which costume? Well, here we go, use this bit here, change that from X position to costume number, and it's the costume number of the question. So hopefully now, every time, let's just go to the question, let's broadcast change color, and hopefully now, there you go. You see, it's changing from one to the other, so which is good. That's perfect. Brilliant. So we've done that one there. Now we need to do a similar thing as well on this bit of code here. So let's drag that there. Here we go. which is good. And that now will do the same as the previous one. There you go, so they're changing. But we don't want this one to change to the word red. We want to change it to the colour in which it's actually displayed. In this instance, it needs to be blue. It needs to actually, this one needs to say blue because that one is blue. So what are we going to do? Well, what we do is go back to the costumes, go back to the question costume and go to the number 1 which is purple. So now what we need to do is we need to change it so that costume 1 here, oh sorry, I'm completely wrong here, sorry. The colour here, the word is purple, but the colour is black. So costume 1 of the colour one can't be purple, it's got to be the actual colour there, which is black, which is there. There you go. So costume 1 of here is black, because the colour there is black, so costume 1 here is black. And what we do is we go along. So costume 2 here is blue, so we need to change the second one down to blue. This really messed with my head when I first did it. Third one is pink, so we need to change it to pink. Fourth one is green, and you can see where we're going with this. Green, grey, there we go. Red, what's that, 6? Oh, hang on. Oh, what colour? So number 5 is grey. Let's just check that. Grey, good stuff. Number 6 is red. Number 7 is yellow. Number 8 is purple. Oh. That's okay, that's fine. Number 8 is purple. Let's just check that. Good. And number 9 is orange. Excellent. Good. So now, hopefully, let's just try that. Let's have a look. So, green, yes, it says green, the colour's orange. We'll just move those over a little bit. See, let's just do that again. Let's make sure that works. Blue says blue, the colour's green. Black, yellow, yellow, pink. Why is that doing that? Oh, okay. What we'll do here is just make sure they're all right. Let's put that in the middle of there. Make sure that's in the middle of there as well. And that'll keep it nice and separate. We can make these smaller as well in a minute. So let's have a look. Start game. Orange, grey. Good. Okay, so they are changing to the right ones there. Green, orange, good, good, good. We can mess with those bits in a minute though. Brilliant. So now we've got them changing to the right colour. What we now need to do is we need to get it so that if you click on the right one, which here in this instance would be orange, if you click on the right one, then it gives you a score, it adds to your score. If you click on the wrong one, which is green, then it will take away from your score. Well, in order to add to the score, we need to create a variable and call it score. And at the start of the game, and we'll do that on the start button, at the start of the game, or when start clicked, set the score to 0. Good. So now we can keep track of the score. And what we can say here is, okay, let's have a look which one's the right one. The colour one is the right one there. So what we can say here is, when this sprite is clicked, what we'll do is we'll add 1 to the score, change score by 1. When this sprite is clicked, which is the right one, change the score by 1, and then we'll broadcast change colour again, so that it will then go on and change colour. So let's just try that now. Let's make sure that's working. So click start, start game. So if I click purple, which is the colour, there you go. So it worked. They changed, and here you go. Now it's pink, so we click that. Now it's yellow, excellent. Red, it's grey, excellent. So it's working fine, brilliant. And here also, let's so similar sort of thing. When this sprite's clicked, change score by what we'll do here. We'll sort of drag that over to that one, which is the one where it's the minus score. So if that one gets clicked, we'll change the score by -5, and again change colour. So hopefully, let's have a look. Let's watch that colour. If we click on this one, it does to -5, but if we click on this one, it goes up. Now that's all very well and good, but you might notice that here it's quite a simple game. And the reason being is that actually we don't want these two words always to be in that order. Sometimes we want these two to be swapped. In fact, we need it like a random choice. Is yellow going to be here or is yellow going to be there? Same with black. So how do we do that? Well, all we do here is we say, okay, before we change the colour, what we do is we create ourselves a new variable. Oh no, do we need a variable? Yeah, why not? Create a new. In fact, no, actually, we don't have to use a variable. What we'll do is we will go to random. In fact, yeah, there we go. Let's do random. And we'll have a variable, and let's call it the position variable. There we go. Good. Yeah. And what we can say is, okay, if this sprite's clicked, what we'll do before we broadcast change color, we will set the position to either position 1 or position 2, but we'll pick a random position. And what it means now is we can say, okay, here we go, we pick random position. When we receive change color, we'll just do an if else. We'll put it above there actually. Here we go. And that goes to there. And we can say, okay, if our position equals 1, if our position equals 1, then we will go to, let's set our x coordinate to -100, which will put us on the left. Set our x coordinate to -100. Otherwise, we will set our x coordinate to 100. There you go. So if the position is 1, or whatever this variable is here, is position 1, then it will go to the left, and otherwise it will go that way. And what we do now is we do a similar thing here on this code, which is why I've just dragged it in. When I receive change color, but we swap those around. There you go. So now things get a little bit harder. Oops, let's move those to where we want them here, actually out of the way. I'm going to have to change the size of those because they're a bit too big, aren't they? Let's have a look. Okay, so in fact, I'm going to do that now. Let's make these a bit smaller. Where's that? Oh, that's why, because all these costumes are out of place. Okay, never mind. Let's just set these. I've got a slight problem in that some of my costumes aren't in the center. That's why they're going all over the place. That's going to be really frustrating. I'll use the center tool. And we'll center each one. There you go. That's why it was jumping around. Did wonder. I'll have to do these. You can take your time, do that with all of them, and then it should work fine. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's working a bit better now, isn't it? Let's have a look. Start. Yeah, move it to there. What we'll do there is it's just moving to there. I'll move it a little bit more to the left. So let's say -150. Oh, sorry, 150 minus 150, and then we'll change that to get rid of that. Minus 150, 150. So hopefully now, yeah, that's getting a bit better now, isn't it? Let's make that one a bit smaller. You could play around with this, get it however you want it. I'll just have that there. There you go. So start screen, good, green, orange. I'll have a play with that in a minute. In fact, actually, let's just sort that out. Let's move all my costumes because that's starting to bug me. I should really have checked this before I was making it, but hey ho, doesn't matter. So pink's good, green's there. I don't know why it moved actually. There we go, brilliant. Just move that there. So there you go. So let's just check that to make sure I can. So if we click green, good, that works. That click red, that works. Red, that works. Blue, yep. So it's swapping around now, and let's try do the wrong one. Excellent. So now it's gone back down to -1, which is perfect. So it's now keeping score, which is brilliant. So what do we got to do now? Well, now we need to add that position variable. We don't need to see that now, so let's just hide the position. Good. Now what we need to do is we need to add a countdown timer. I'm going to add the countdown timer on the start button here. And all we need to say here is okie doke. There we are. When at the start of the game, we'll set the timer to 30. So we count down from 30, which is brilliant. There we go. And we'll just repeat 30 times. And all we do here is we wait a second, wait 1 second, and then simply change the timer by -1. There we go, that's good. So that'll 30 times, we'll wait a second, keep counting down, counting time. You should be able to see that now. Let's press start. There you go, it's counting down, which is good. And all we'll do here is we'll create ourselves a new broadcast after the repeats, after the finish of this loops, after it's finished repeating 30 times, it's dropped out at the end. And we'll just create something called game over. Good, so we broadcast game over. Well, what does that mean? Well, game over for the start button would mean that the start button is, we'll just hide the start button if it's game over. The red question also needs to, when I receive game over, we'll hide. When I receive game over, we need to hide. There we go. What have I just done now? Seem to have clicked organize by looks. Put that in there as well. Put that in there as well. So all 3 of those will hide, which is good. And then let's just check that. There we go, start game. So let's have a quick practice. That's counting down from 30, which is brilliant. So purple, that's actually black. Good, score 1. That's actually green, yellow, grey. Oh no, that wasn't right. That's why I'm down to -2. Orange, tricked myself. Purple, yeah, oh, pink. Oh, orange. This really messes with my head. Green. There you go. And now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It should hide all 3 of those. Yay, brilliant. And all we need to do now is let's choose a sprite from the library, whoever you want to use. I'm going to use the crab, quite like the kind of crab sort of mood. Okie doke, crab. When start clicked, we'll hide, which is brilliant. When I receive game, oh, not start game. When I receive game over, all we'll do is we'll show him, and we'll get him to say, you scored. And then here we go. We just need to put their score. So all we need to do here is click on the data and drag score in there. So it'll say you scored, and then say that there. In fact, actually, and what we could do here is we could put that in a repeat block, I suppose, if you want to do it a few times. Repeat forever. And that should do it now. Let's have a look. Let's try it. Start game. Green. Red. Oh, that was wrong. Pink. Grey. Black. Blue. Orange. Green. Black. 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 There we go. Green. purple, orange, black. Hey, there you go. I scored 9. Hopefully you'll do better than me. So there you go. That's a nice simple game. If you get that done, what could you do to improve it? Well, you can add some sound effects. That would be a good idea. You could add some music, background music, sort of to get people moving. You could have different difficulty levels. So if they click easy, it gives you a minute. If you click medium, it's 30 seconds, and hard is 20. Or you could create a high score table. That would work. All sorts of different things. Anyway, there you go. Have fun. If you like my tutorials, then do subscribe. And please like, and if you've got any problems at all, just drop a comment down in the comment section on the video. Thank you very much.